All right. Okay, I think we are ready to go, everyone. Welcome, guys, to tonight's night session with VIs. Um, Today I'm really excited because I got a really cool library to show you guys, and this is actually not yet released. It's gonna release, I believe, August 6th. So in um, yeah, so about a couple of weeks away. Um, and I mean, this can't release soon enough, honestly. Okay, so what is Impromptu Guitars? Okay, so this is a um, another libraries in the series of in the Impromptu series from Zero G in collaboration with the super talented Alessandro Mastroianni, which is a uh, first off is an amazing guy, and secondly he's one of the smartest guys I know in the industry. He codes, he produces libraries, he composes, he sound designs. Um, he's just awesome. So um, I wanna give a massive thank you to Zero G and Alessandro for allowing me to review this pre-release copy of the library, because this it's probably been given to other people, but I am one of the lucky ones that got a copy. So I'm gonna be very upfront with you. I got this copy from Alessandro himself, and I have watched his walkthrough, and I've learned about it, and I as I was putting, um, you know, as I was like thinking, okay, what am I gonna say about this library? I started messing around with some of the sounds, and I actually started writing a piece, which is this one that I have here. I didn't actually plan this. I didn't plan to start off with a piece, but I wrote it. It's right there. Of course, there's other instruments, but the green ones that you see here, these are all the impromptu guitars. You can laid out right there with different names. Some of them have very long names. Extra delay, and I put step there for a specific reason. But what I was about to do actually before the stream started was to take this right there and actually get the frequencies fine, probably. Yeah. Anyway, so should I mean, I guess I'll play the piece that I was making with it. Now let's preface this. We are definitely going to go through the library and the UI, and I'll explain to you guys how to operate the library, which is very unique, very awesome in many ways. And we are going to most definitely unpack it and see what instruments you get, what sounds you get, what possibilities you have. Um, but also, what I like to do with libraries, it's usually something something kind of weird. Like I like to use the library in ways that makes it uncomfortable, if that makes any sense. Like, I want to be able to use the libraries in many circumstances. So I put it through the ringer, and I put it through like a completely different genre or a different idea of what probably the library was intended for. That's sort of like my way of being of thinking critically about the library. Like, if it is a worthwhile expense, or if this library it's just this one thing very well. Which, by the way, it's my favorite way of buying libraries, which is, what do I need? Do I need a string legato that it's like does just that? Well, then I'll buy the library that does that very well. But sometimes you need multi-purpose libraries. You need things that are versatile and flexible, because then you can use them as sound design, materials or sources or things like that. So it's interesting what I actually came up with this. It's in no way finished. I literally started it 10 minutes ago as I was preparing to live stream tonight, and this is literally what happened. Also, I have the AC unit running in the back. If it's really bothering you guys, just let me know. It is extremely hot in here today. It's literally like 80 degrees outside, and it's 11 p.m. at the moment, so it's insane. I don't know. This should not be legal, especially here in Boston. Like, it never gets this hot, so I don't know what's going on. Of course, we know what's going on. Climate is changing, and we all know it. So after that, let's move on. I didn't quite know how to segue that one. All right, let's listen to this piece of music, and let's talk about what I did here. Okay, so kind of a really cool, gritty sort of piece of music here. I wasn't sure how to call this piece, so I saved it as Imp Git. I don't know why this is funny, but like Imp Git, it sounds like the name of uh, like one of those like really really weird bands, you know, or something like that. Anyway, so the way I use this library in this particular instance, it's a little bit unconventional, I think, even for this library. The first patch that really started this was this one, which is the it's under the I believe it's the reverse. Yes, reverse sync. We're gonna go through this whole thing in just a second, but it's the reverse sync library or archive, I guess, folder. We get the baritone 4 bars, and then baritone 8 bars with the Strat 8 bars and Strat 4 bars, or you know, whatever, the other way around. But you get what I'm saying. These are a collection of really cool effects. So this is the one that really started. So that one. And then I get this really interesting crescendo here. And it stops abruptly like that, which I loved. And so I was like, this is a really cool riser. You know, it sounds like a really cool crescendo that leads into this like next section. So I use that. And this one, I pretty much didn't touch any of the effects, any of the motion LFOs, which we're going to get into a second, any of the tape saturation or reverb. This is almost like all the way down, in fact, because I have my own. And the only thing I did to this was like a little bit of weird IQ here to tame the situation. But yeah, so basically you get this really interesting alarm type of sound design element, which is really cool, actually. And then the drums comes in, and this is, of course, Budgevig. And then we enter the actual section here. I'm gonna do something with this this section right here. This is me playing the bass here. All right, so let's look at these two elements right here. These two elements right here are the baritone extras delay, which is found in the Strat extras. And you get, sorry, not the Strat extra, the baritone extras. On the pedal board side, you get the delay crunch, the tape OPS or tape ops, and the warm mods. I think the tape ops is isn't that the pedal that simulates? I think it's the pedal that simulates that tape machine or something. Anyway, something like that. So they put it through that one, and they put it through a delay and crunch. So this is. Now, of course, I have a little bit of black hole going on and a step filter going on there. And the step filter, in this particular instance, it's doing this motion. And I control the resonances a little bit. Yep. And then I have a second instance of that it's also mislabeled. Actually, this is the this is the impromptu strat. Never mind. That's the fourth. Oh yes, the fourth track. I do have another one coming in right here, which is I believe, what is this, by the way? Oh, that is why it wasn't playing the way I imagined it. The reason is because you are not doing your job. See, that's... Okay, so I need this guy right here to have also the black hole. Actually, no, I don't. And then this guy right here should not have the step filter. And then I'm going to move these two up here, and that is gonna do, it's gonna give a little more body. So here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy this, raise it an octave, and in fact, I'm gonna raise another octave, and then remove the bass note right here, and then put it down. A little bit of mixing here. I noticed this kick right here had a little bit of a spring reverb, which I applied to the entire drums. So I'm actually going to remove that entirely, because I don't... Yeah. It's a very roomy kick. I wish there was a way to actually kill that roomy situation. What is there, like a... No. Yeah, so I think it's just a sample, which is fine. It's fine. I don't like that tail a little bit. It's giving a little bit of like a roomy sort of sound, which I mean, it's fine, I guess. Those guitars really just take it home. I love that baritone tone. Very good. Very good. The sound already of this library really elevates. Really elevates. And, you know, this is one of those things that, like, really don't... I don't know. It doesn't really happen often for me that when I open a library and I put my hands on it and instantly I get inspired to write either, you know, a piece of music. And I always try to review libraries on this channel that make me feel that way. That really help my inspiration move forward and actually do something with it. So I do... Let me adjust this microphone here for... There you go, buddy. I do tend to gravitate toward those kind of libraries, and I do tend to prefer them over... I do tend to prefer reviewing them on the channel over those libraries. They're just like, yeah, they're cool, bunch of cool sounds, you know, but there's not that feeling. This library has that feeling, gives me the feeling of like, whoa, this has inspired me. And I went through a couple of other patches that gave me the exact same feeling, and I'm going to show it to you now. let's do this. All right, so let's open the library for the first time, and this is what you get when on the 6th of August when you will buy the library, because this is... why wouldn't you? I mean, there's no reason. Open your wallets. So here's the structure, the file structure of the entire library, and you get a impromptu Strat. Of course, it's a Stratocaster. An impromptu baritone guitar, which is one of the most beautiful sounds ever. And impromptu Strat harmonics, very interesting. We're gonna look at it in just a second. And then we get a baritone extra pedal board. So it's a baritone guitar that it's been put through a pedal board system, a bunch of different pedal boards, pads, which is as exciting as you may imagine, and reverse sync, which we talked about it, and then we get the extra. Strat extra, and then the telecords, and I'm assuming that's like Telecaster or not. telecord. I guess there's the thing called telecords, and we're gonna look at it in just a second. Something tells me those are like motors, sort of like arpeggiated or sort of like sequenced stuff. Anyway, okay, so now I can actually turn this off because I'm feeling cold a little bit. Ooh, the quiet. It's so quiet without the AC unit going on in the back, man. It's insane. It's insane. Okay, so I'm trying to find a good compromise here between having this in front of my face and not covering too much of that second camera here. So maybe if I place it in a very sneaky, cheeky way, like so, maybe you guys can see more of the keyboard. Let's try this. Okay, so let's look at the UI of the first and most basic interface, which is the Strat Impromptu. And what this is basically a randomization. So they sampled it's a very long sample of sort of random notes, and they trigger in different moments. So here's an example. Where's my pedal? Here's an example of like. So there is intensity layers, and these intensity layers, actually no, this is not it. I was playing something else. There we go. Sorry. These intensity layers are going to be triggered by your mod wheel, and so look what happens when I raise the mod wheel. And as I ride the mod wheel, it becomes more and more intense. So this is a very easy way, in my opinion, to create like these very interesting textural scenarios, and it works really, really well. Let me check real quick what's happening on my. What am I? Okay, I think that's a lot better because it was a little too crispy on my, a little too sibilant on my S's. Okay, so here is my my opinion of the UI. And here is just, this is just my opinion. First and foremost, the graphics are really cool. As you ride the mod wheel, you can see there is some images fading, you know, the notes in the back, the quarter notes in the back, sort of like the eighth notes, quarter notes, eighth notes in the back fade in and out of the main circle. I would have done something a little different with this. I would have made this like sort of ride or something, like go in circle, go around the ring or something. But I mean, this is fine. This is really cool. I love the texture in the back of this, for very nicely done, very beautiful interface for sure. So we have a few sections here, which are a little confusing in my opinion, like where one section ends and the other starts. But I guess there are some sort of coffee mark slash stains titles here. So I mean, it is clear. It's just not as clear. So we got the turn me on. We got the granulation machine, which is very, very cool, very nice to have in this type of library. You have a mixer section where you have 2 mic positions, it sounds like, and you have some effects sends and some other cool proprietary effect right here. We got an envelope, we got an attack and a release, which are always welcome, in my opinion. Every single library should have an ADSR, no matter what kind of instrument you're doing, because most of the times library are used for sound design purposes as well, so you want to have that flexibility in every single library. I get it, it's not the easiest thing to code in, but hey, we like to see it. You got a reverb, nice smacked in the center, and then you get this tape saturation that you can activate right here, which is also not very immediately apparent that this is something you can click. I know it because I've seen it in the video, and I guess that's why you have a video, because you can see those things. But in terms of user friendliness, I mean, it's beautiful to look at. It's not as functional as I wish it were. And then you get a grains volume, which is, I think it's part of the diffusion right here. Part of the UI, either the diffusion or it's part of the granulation machine. And if it is part of the granulation machine, I don't know why it's down here. This kind of why is it down here? But anyway, maybe it's part of the diffusion thing. We'll check it. We'll see in a second. Okay, so let's start messing around with the first controls of this library. So the basic sound that we have a little bit of delay. I'm gonna keep it halfway here. Oh, by the way, I should mention, when you are all the way down with your, when you are 0 with your CC1 or mud wheel, you're triggering the first type of sample, which is being sampled with finger. So it's finger playing, and it sounds beautiful. The only thing that I wish there was, and I know this would be an insane amount of work to actually, realize, is multiple velocities. This has a locked velocity on one sample. So there's one sample, and there's no like press it lightly for a quieter sound or press it hard. It's one dynamic, one sample being triggered. But I guess it's the purpose of the library, is just to do these kinds of things. Now, if we put our crossfade at about halfway, we'll start triggering a different sample. And this sample was done with a wooden pick, very lightly picking the guitar with a wooden pick. So also incredibly beautiful sound. I really like this. I love it. I love the sound of that. And then when you go all the way up with your samples, you're triggering actual hard plastic hit. You get a little harsher sounds. Very, very good. So also there are snapshot as well, I believe. I don't think I've installed them, but there are the snapshots as well that I think you get with the folders. And I was looking at this, that's why it made me think of this. Yeah, there they are. Snapshot Strat. They give you some. Can I load them? I guess I can. They're loud. Holy crap. Okay, so you also have these snapshots that you can activate and you can play with as well. That's very, very cool. I'm going to just look at the library as is at the moment. So let's look at the granulation machine, which is sort of like this cool concept of the library itself. I'm going to get the AC back on because I am literally sweating at the moment. All right, so we got grain size. Let's get bigger grain size. Let's get a slower, midway stretch. Very good, very good. Very rumbly. There's like a lot of rumble underneath, but I guess that's like sort of the building up of the frequencies from the tune. Let me tune it normally. Now, the very cool way of tuning it, it's by 7 semitones, which is, I think it's a fifth. Yeah. You get really interesting thing. Now I'm still on dark right here, and I actually want the normal one. There we go. Let's do this again. We get there we go. So let's do the stretch on that. 7 semitones. You create some really interesting chord progressions with fifths. Very beautiful. This is the type of stuff that you can really create some textural wonders with this. And of course we have an attack here. Beautiful. We're gonna turn this off. Yeah, you get these beautiful attack and release things. The reverb. So this is dry, apparently. We turned off the diffusion there. Let's listen to the... Ooh, it's very rumbly. Okay, not my favorite reverb, but definitely usable. You got to roll off a little bit of the built-up lower frequencies if you're going to use that reverb. Now, in terms of mic position, we got probably, this is a close. And they sort of like pan them left and right for you, which is interesting. And then I'm gonna do, I guess this is a room. Yeah, you can kind of hear it though. You can kind of hear it. And then we have this effects. And we have this dark. Ooh, I like it. This is very dystopian. Again, there's a lot of built-up low rumble that I feel like we could just like roll off very easy. We could do it with an EQ. I don't think that would be an issue whatsoever. But yeah, it would kind of be nice if it wasn't there in the first place. But then again, I think it's one of those things that you can fix extremely easily with just an EQ. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. Look at the minus 6 dB of rumble right there. And I'm like in high frequencies. Ooh, I can hear it. It's quite much better. I'll do maybe a 96 dB of attenuation. Yeah, not bad, not bad. Okay, so we got the envelope, we got the mixer. Let's get the... You can mix and match them, of course. And then we have a tape saturation. Oh yeah. Love it. And then a diffusion. And then we have the grain volume. This is seemingly not doing... Am I doing this right? Diffusion. Okay. Okay. All right, so let's move on to the baritone guitar. We got... this is a really nice one, too. It's got this beautiful B note right there. Beautiful sound. The sound is mesmerizing. It really, really is mesmerizing. I absolutely love it. Let's put it through a granulation machine. I like it. Although so this is actually the grain's volume that regulates the volume here. Why is it down here? Can you like put the stretch up right here and the grain's volume down here? Like it just, I don't that's kind of, I don't understand the thought process. Maybe I'm wrong, but anyway, so there is another button here that I failed to mention before. This is the grain delay. So you can apply an extra layer of delay on top of the granulation engine. So it's just the granulation signal that gets the delay, so which is really, really cool. The sound is mesmerizing. Nothing short of absolute mesmerization. Is that a word? Impromptu Stratoharmonics. Now this is fun. This is a really beautiful sound. So tame, and even at the beautiful. I'm all the way up on the CC1 here. It's very, very soft and mellow, and it has this beautiful property that I really, really love. I'm going to actually activate the grain delay as well. I just love the fact that I can just press one chord, one very interesting chord down, and I have this sample just do the work. It's just pure textural beauty right there. Absolutely love the concept. Let's move on to the baritone extra, which is, the first one that comes is the baritone delay crunch, which I feel like we were using. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Nice and warm. Really, really, really nice. I like the sound. This has a distortion on. Ooh, if you take the distortion out, it's beautiful. Oh, that's a beautiful sound. really pretty. That is really beautiful sound. Really a beautiful sound. With this patch right here, we got away with the mic positions, I guess, and the mix. But we have instead effects. So we got distortion. We got the lo-fi. It's basically a bit crusher, probably. Chorus. Oh, this is so 90s. Like end of 80s. Actually, no, that's fully 80s right here. I love the sound, and then you got a delay. I'm playing it. Of course, I'm playing a guitar like I would be playing a piano. So, and then we got the amount of reverb. Of course, the reverb. And everything else. I got the granulation machine on at that point, although it wasn't really doing anything. Oh yeah, it could barely. Beautiful. Wow, that's actually really cool. And of course you can put them all together if you decide for extra layer of insanity. Beautiful. That one, and then we have tape ops, which is through a tape machine or a pedal that it's simulating a tape. Oh wow, that's beautiful. This is one of my old, like, this has just become my favorite pad. Wow, it's so rich. Oh. That B, it's amazing. Oh, the diffusion just brings it home. What happens if I put chorus? It turns it into an 80s machine. Hold on. Oh my God, this is beautiful. What an amazing instrument. Wow. It's so rich. This is such an incredible instrument. My God. What happens if I do this? Let me push it. Not as satisfying as this. What a wow, this is incredible. This has just become one of my top 5 favorite pads of the entirety of my library. That's something right there. Incredible instruments. Let's look at the warm mods. Why do I feel like I can totally make like 70s, 80s music with this? All you need, it's like the typical, you know, 808 909s. Where is it actually? I do have it somewhere. Hold on. There it is, vintage. There it is. So if you do like actually right here. It really does work. I mean, not for that fast, but it does have a little bit of that chorus that is used here. It really brings it home back to like a decade. At least. Several decades, actually. I forget we're in 2021. Okay, now there is a section of pads. Let's see how these guys stack against that guy. So this is pads glitter. Oh dear. Oh dear, this is good. Oh, this is phenomenal. And now here we are presented with a couple of the options that we have in our UI. We got a motion LFO engine. So let's mess around with that. Let's increase the sign. Okay. Random. Ooh. This is amazing. This is amazing. I love this sound. It's a little quiet though. I gotta. So it seems like that with the rectangular wave, you can control the pulse width. Interesting. Oh, very nice. Very nice. And we get the triangle, yeah. And then the saw. This is great. This is so usable. Having that kind of engine, the LFO motion, for a pad is actually one of the greatest ideas that I've seen implemented into a pad engine or a library in general. This is great. I love that concept. It could be totally improved in, maybe coded in a way that it's like, real time. You can change stuff real time, because sometimes I have to re-trigger notes to make it work. But I mean, that's really not an issue. That's a non-issue whatsoever. But the idea behind this is incredibly ingenious. Let's look at Pad's granular magic. What am I triggering here? Whoa. I wish there was an ADSR for this. I feel like that's the downside of the pad patches so far. I don't know if the other ones have it, but these ones so far don't have an ADSR. While it's not needed, it would greatly improve the usability of this. Because when you have pads, there's nothing more annoying than not be able to control the attack and the release of that pad. That's just me. I don't know. When I'm using pads, I want the attack and release to be exactly what I need in order to be usable. I don't want to rely on the pad to do the job for me. I need to control the pad as much as possible. So it would be awesome if we could have an ADSR here implemented, or some sort of patch or something. I don't know. I don't know if it's even in the mind of Alessandro and Zero G, but I mean, it would benefit immensely from having the ADSR implemented. Ooh. Oh, spooky. Oh, this is a horror patch right there. Done. A horror cue. Done. 2 notes. Quintet. Quinte? Quinte. Oh, I guess it's Italians for fifth. Holy smokes. Holy smokes, this is gorgeous. Absolutely love the sound. And then pads reverb tail. Ooh. I love it. Great. Absolutely phenomenal sounds. Okay, let's go into the reverse syncs. We were looking at them early. We got this really interesting sounds. These are 8 bars instead. Very, very usable for multiple types of sound design, for sure. We go Strat. Very cool, very cool. Just the reverse tails. Eight bars of that. I love that. I love that. Very cool. Then we got Strat Extra. We got Strat Harmonics Single Plucks. Same problem. We don't really have velocities here. We just have one layer. I like the sound. Why is my VST CPU going so crazy today? I don't know what's going on. Then we got multi-pick. Ooh, that's a beautiful sound. I love that sound. That's a very, very convincing sound, actually. I just wish there were dynamics to it. Yeah, no. Somehow CC1 controls the stretch of the granular machine. We can take that. All right, so let's go to the telechords, which is the last folder in this beautiful library. We got telefifths, arpeggios, loops 12. I guess these sync to the host. Oh. You know what's cool? we could get the resonance up, and then very good, very good. I love that. I love that. Huh. I love that. I love the sound of those motor engines. Um, I guess we can call them motor engines, like a motor or something. Very nice. And then we got very cool, very cool. And then we got two two-note chords. That's gorgeous. I love that, actually. That's a really cool concept. That I can see using that in cues. Maybe like with like with a piano. I'm just gonna pull up like a random piano right now because I can't be bothered. But it could be really, really cool to use, say, with like the Genlin or something. And I can do like a black hole on this. You know, things like that. Very, very cinematic. Very like, I want to say like American Beauty. Sort of like these soundscapes with the piano and few other sound design elements here and there. Very, very beautiful. Wow, what a ride! What a beautiful libraries. Man, it it feels like, here's what I think about this library. It feels like who made the library wanted to create something that didn't sound like anything else on the market. They wanted to they wanted this to be a library that brought something completely new to the table. And although there are some small little quirks here and there, I think for the most part, for the vast majority of the patches that I've gone through, they have nailed that on the head. They have actually managed to bring something original. This is not your typical guitar library because it's not supposed to be. It's not supposed to be the playable instrument. This is supposed to be the the added texture to your palette. This is supposed to be a little bit like what I said about Solstice, where you have like this combination of instruments that make up a basically completely different instrument. This is a Stratocaster and a baritone guitar. They are creating something that it's not a Stratocaster and a baritone guitar. They're creating an atmosphere that is usable, very usable, especially when you actually start making sound design with it. And this motion engine that makes these plucks here and there, it just brings that level of human randomness to your piece of music. And that, I think, is invaluable. That is invaluable. Now, here's one thing I'll say. What can you do, to get this sort of idea? Because, of course, this is not the first library that they made, Zero G and Alessandro made. They made another one that it's also incredibly good for that kind of texture stuff. And I'm going to bring you over to this right here. What you can get, so it's based on the same IU, and it's basically the same idea as Impromptu Guitars. Impromptu Guitars and Impromptu Textural Percussions is basically sort of like the same concept. And you get, look at this, you get Glockenspiel, vibraphone, crotalis. How do you pronounce that in English? Because I don't know. We pronounce it differently, I guess. Waterphone, snare drum, and tambourine, and they all create this very, very beautiful thing. So if you guys are, if you guys like me, love this library. I'm gonna pick this up. By the way, I'm gonna pick up the textural percussions because I didn't have that before. But now that I've listened to what they're doing with this idea behind the Impromptu series, I am all behind this, because this is really the type of instruments that you look for when you don't have them. Because you're like, oh man, I wish I had this little random guitar. And so you start picking up your guitar and you start recording your real guitar, only to find out that you suck ass at guitar and you can't get that level of curated sound through your preamp, and you don't know how to mix the real guitar, you don't know how to live track the guitar. So if you are one of those that don't know how to do those things, of course most of us know how to record a damn guitar, but if you really want that level of precision, that level of skill in playing that specific random note, this is the type of libraries that you would look for when you need that. For instance, this makes me think like, damn, I wish I had this my last movie, because my last movie has a lot of these very somber moments where like I could slap that little this thing. Oh man, if I had this, it would have been awesome. Of course, I could have made it with my real guitar, but the point of this is not that I couldn't have made it with the real guitar. The point is, like, if I had this library, I would have had the idea to create this and put it into my cues. So, and this is what I always say when we talk about sample libraries, is sample libraries are not the end goal of your compositions. They are, most of the time, the spark of inspiration for a lot of things. So the more a library is able to inspire you and pull music out of you, the more that library is worth your investment. That is exactly what a sample library should do. No matter if it is just a single solo violin library or a full orchestra library, or it is this kind of textural, sound designy, very inspirational sort of sounds. They all have to do that. They all have to be awe-inspiring, and I think this library achieved just that. To be fairly honest with you, I'm pretty confident when I say this. The sounds are amazing. The UI is gorgeous, yet it's got a little quirks that I mentioned in the video, but for the most part, this is one hell of a library that it's most likely going to cost very little, and you have absolutely no reason not to pick up. I'm going to buy the other one, in fact, tonight, because impromptu textural percussions Right now it's at $32, so just less than $33 on sale, and it's gonna go up to $55 once the sale is over. It looks like. This one I'm assuming is gonna be just around that ballpark. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know the pricing. I wasn't, I'm not in the inside, but a massive, ginormous thank you to Alessandro Mastroianni and Zero G team for allowing me to get my hands on this pre-release and allow me to have this library and to review for you guys. I hope that once this video goes up right after the stream ends, which is in a little bit, the people that couldn't make it will watch the video, because this is the type of libraries that I want people to know about. They're beautiful. They inspire more beautiful music, and they inspire you, even if they inspire you to use a different instrument or a different library to achieve a sound that you've been looking for, that maybe it's in your head and you can't quite understand how to put it down. That's even worth the price. That's exactly worth the price. But again, like I said, last thing I'll say and then I'll leave. Shut up. When I opened this library, and I mentioned this before, I put my hands on it and I was like instantly inspired to make music. Those are the libraries that I want to buy. Those are the libraries that have a permanent spot on my hard drive. Because ultimately, our job is to be inspired by the instruments around us. That's why most composers, by the way, surround themselves with a bunch of instruments, because it is inspiring for us to have that level of sound around us. Even just the idea of having a sound leads us to find a different sound. And that is, I think, the most important aspect of owning libraries and of making music. So thank you, Alessandro, for bringing this beautiful libraries to the world. I think this is an incredible work. Well done. And I've been following you documenting it all throughout your work, your coding nightmares and all that. Incredibly awe-inspiring, because I couldn't do half of it. So it's been quite a work for you, and I can definitely see why. And the final product has my thumbs up. My thumbs up. Absolutely beautiful sound. Incredibly well integrated. I did not hear any editing or coding issues. Never had any bugs so far. Clean, neat, streamlined, incredible work on all fronts, really all fronts. All right, well, if you want to buy it, the 6th of August, it's the release date. It on the .co.uk. You can pick it up, and pricing will be available to know, I guess, when it comes out. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching the stream. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I really hope that this look may have convinced you to give it a try. Anyway, I'm going to go to bed because it's really late and I'm really tired, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.